look. I'm gonna throw up. It's so pretty. Might be a little dramatic, but you know what? I stand by it. Hey you guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're talking new makeup. We're talking new makeup on my face today. We're talking a new eyeliner obsession, lip liner obsession, and lip balm really obsession. Shade specifically, but also formula. There's just so many good products in this video. I would love to know down below, what products are you excited for that are coming out that you see are launching, or what specific looks are you doing or interested in seeing? Let me know down below. I love to hear from you guys. And yeah, I just want to jump into the video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this full face of new makeup. New makeup, let's jump right in. I'm really excited, you guys. So first things first, I'm actually going to put down a foundation. It's not new, but I want a nice base. We're going to go on with the Ilia foundation stick, or with the shade 24N. Yeah, 24N in this. And what I'm going to do is... I messed up this thing. Okay, we're just going to stripe a little on our face. Look how good that shade matches. I like that. And I'm actually going to just blend with my fingers. I have found I really like blending this out with my fingers. You can also use a brush, or you can use a sponge. I don't really prefer a sponge with this, but you can do it. And we're just going to get it kind of all spread out. Our foundation is blended out. What do you guys think? It did a really good job of covering up the hyperpigmentation I did have here, and just a few hyperpigmentation marks I have around my face. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go on with our new concealer. This, I was really excited about. This is the new LYS Beauty, their concealer, and it looks like they stopped selling their old ones. So we'll talk about those comparably, because I know some people that watch this channel really did like their old concealer. So this is in the shade MN5, and this is really interesting. It's I'm going to show you what this kind of look like. So it kind of has a sponge applicator, and when you try to get product out, it took me a lot of spins to get to a place where I was like, oh, okay, the product's coming out. And a very little bit of this goes a long way. And what I like about this sponge applicator is that when I'm getting product out, I don't have to get it messy all over everything, because the product kind of just stays put where, like, at the front. And so that's really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just twist this. Now I'm going to do just like a little swatch on the back of my hand for you so that you can see. This is bright, but I like a bright under eye, and it blends out really nicely. So I know that this looks insane. It also has a bit of peachiness to it, which is great for combating my kind of purpley blue under eyes, because you can kind of see my veins. So yeah, so this is just what it looks like. It's nice and thin. You don't need to use a lot of this, at least in my experience. What I will say is I don't like to let this sit. I really do like to blend it kind of right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit here. This is just a small amount. I know it looks like a lot just because of the size of the applicator, but it really isn't. And I'm going to blend it with my fingers on this side. And the thinness of this is very impressive to me. Look at how that just brightened up right away. This shade is a very good shade match. I feel like, for what I kind of need combated under my eyes, just to brighten it up a bit and kind of counterbalance that purpley blue under eye. So that is this side. And then this is without. I'm going to layer this one up, and then we're going to blend on this side with a brush, just so you can kind of see. So I'm going to do a little bit more on this side. I'm not going to twist out any more product, and we're just going to do a dab that you can see just right there. And then I'm going to tap with my fingers. Now you can let this sit for, I feel as though, maybe 30 seconds. More than that, I feel like it dries down. Not dries down where you can't manipulate it, but it just dries down a little bit too much for my preference. Make sure you get in there, because sometimes the blue purpliness or just the darkness that you have will really show there. So that is kind of 2 dots on this side versus none on this side. So you can see this side is definitely a lot brighter. I look way more awake. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to twist out a little bit more, but not a lot. My phone is going crazy. And we're going to do just 1 dot here, like that. Same amount that we had on this side. And I'm actually going to take the brush that I really like to blend concealer out with, and we're going to use this to kind of show you how it blends with the brush. So this side is now blended with a brush versus blended with my finger, and this is 2 layers, this is 1. We're going to do the same thing on this side again and do another dot here, and we're going to blend with a brush. And I really like blending with my fingers and a brush with this product. I don't normally love blending concealer with my fingers because sometimes I feel like it ends up looking a little streaky, but this one I don't have that. I do find it to be very thin. Both sides are now blended. What do you guys think? Which side do you prefer? When I get close to a humbling mirror, I don't feel as though it's looking creepy or anything like that. I use my regular eye cream under my eyes and I just kind of tapped it in, really let it like sink in, and then went on with the concealer. And I really enjoy the way that this sits with my regular eye cream, and it's the In Beauty Cream Extreme Cream that I use today. But what do you guys think? I think it does a really good job. It's very nice. The one thing I will say is I don't love sponge applicator tips. I mean, it's fine and I'll use it, but I prefer something that isn't necessarily quite like this, because in my opinion, and this is just me, I feel like sponge tip applicators like this can kind of have a little bit of a gimmicky vibe to them. It's not that they aren't great and they don't work. It's just, I would prefer it to just be your kind of standard concealer. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little bit on the back of my hand here. And then I'm going to use the old concealer, because I have the old concealer here. And I have the shade, I think it's MN5 here too. Yeah, MN5. And I just want to show you kind of the difference. Now I will say I feel like the shades are very different, and you can definitely see a difference. So we have the new one, the new LYS Beauty concealer, and the old LYS Beauty concealer, and the tones are very different, and they're both the same shade, so they're both MN5. And the new one is definitely more on the peachy side. Now I want to just show you when I blend them out what they look like. So I'm just gonna take my finger and blend both sides out. And you can kind of make it sure they were both brightening, but you can definitely tell a tone difference. So for me, if I wanted something a little bit more my shade, I might go with the shade up, because the old shade was definitely darker. If I wanted an exact match, I find it interesting that they don't match, but overall I actually do really like the new formula. I do prefer the old one slightly, just because I felt like I had a little bit more time to work with it, and I felt like the tone itself was a little bit more skin tony, if that makes sense. I don't know, and less peachy. I do like a peachy tone, but to me this is a little bit more of a corrector and a concealer combined, as opposed to just a concealer, if that makes sense. But overall I do really like it. Again, the only thing I dislike is the applicator, and just the sponge tip applicator has always kind of been the to me. Who has one at the drugstore that is it L'Oreal? Might be L'Oreal or Maybelline, the concealer that you twist up, that it's a similar type of applicator. But anyways, overall it is a nice concealer. I do like the way it makes my under eyes look. It doesn't crease. It gives me nice medium coverage, and I don't find it to be very drying or anything under the eyes. It is creamy, and it does set down faster than the old one, but not so fast that I can't work with it. It just dries down a little bit quicker. Both have a really thin formula. And yeah, let me know what you think of the concealer down below. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go on with a little bit of bronzer, and I'm going to go on with the Westman Atelier in the shade Truffle, and I'm going to just dip in with this brush And we're going to just bronze up the face because I feel like, even though I just came back from vacation like a week ago or something, maybe it was a little bit more, but I feel like it was a week ago. I feel like I'm looking pale. Not that I really let myself get tan or too tan on my face, but still. And a little bit on my nose for just a cohesive bronzy look. Now bronzed up, now we're gonna move on to our new blush, and it is from Queen Musia, and they came out with new blushes and they sent me a few, which is really nice. First blush is this one, which is Pale Fire. It's very pretty. I'm gonna make sure to swatch them for you as well. Pale Fire. It's very pretty, like terracotta-y red. I'm not good at describing shades. I don't know why I try, but it is a very pretty shade. We have the shade 1999. Make sure it focuses. Yeah, there we go. It's very pretty. And then lastly, we have a shade that really scared me. I hope it focuses. There we go. A shade that really scared me because it's just so bright, but it is the shade Portrait of an Artist. Those are the shades, and I actually swatched them. So we have, this one is Portrait of an Artist, this one is 1999, and this one is Pale Fire. They're all really pretty. I think I'm going to use, I'm actually going to do a combo. So I'm going to shadow a blush with a different blush, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take this shade here, which is 1999, and I'm going to dip in lightly. These are so pigmented, like the bronzers, which also, like, whoa. And we're going to just place it down and blend. I don't want too much. I just want something to shadow the more intense shades that I'm going to put down. Take it off on the back of your hand, and then you can always add more, but it's hard to take away once you over apply. And we're just going to, look how pretty that is. It's a very pretty shade. And then what shade should we go on top with? That's the question. But this is a very pretty shade. Should I do more? No. Because we don't want to overdo it. We're going on top with something else. But I like to go on with a smaller fluffy brush. And then with the other shade, I'll go on with something a little bit bigger. Or maybe the same side. I haven't decided yet. This is really calling my name. But the pink is really pretty too. But is that... What do we think? This is very pretty, but this just feels so autumnal. Let's go with this one because it feels very of the time. Of the time, am I okay? So I'm gonna take this same brush. I'm gonna dip in. This one is very pigmented. So I did 2 taps, already regret that. So we're gonna take off a lot on the back of our hand. And I'm going to start towards the back and kind of, it's very pretty already. And we're going to just kind of move closer to the front once we're more comfy with the shade. I'm already feeling like I made a mistake. And I'm actually not going to dip back in. I'm going to go in with the shade here on this side. And I know it looks crazy. I know. Don't worry. And we're going to take the other end and we're just going to go around the edges. Blush is blended. What do you guys think of the shades? Let me know down below. I actually really like this formula. It reminds me very much of their bronzer formula, which is so pigmented as well. This one, I really feel like you got to tap off on the back of your hand. It also, I feel like when you use a brush and you tap product off, like pigment off on the back of your hand, it kind of distributes the product a little bit better on the brush. So then you don't really have to worry about like skipping or bunching or anything like that, or even just so much pigment being put down. You're like, what do I do? You know what I mean? It just makes it apply nicer. But I really like this. I like to apply this on top of creams and liquids and all that. And overall, it's a very nice formula. Very pigmented though, but I feel like there's a lot of shades that will work for a lot of different skin tones, which I really appreciate. Anyways, now we're going to move on to the eye because we have a new eyeliner. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to take the bronzer I used, so the Westman Atelier in Truffle, and I'm going to pull it all over my lid with my finger just to have a little bit of pigment down, a little bit of cohesion with the makeup look. I'm also going to pull it down on my lower lash line. Okay, now we're gonna move on to our new eyeliner, and this one is from Creo. I was really excited to get my hands on this. I had the hardest time picking a shade because they had so many shade options. I went this with the shade, was it taupe something? Not even close. Twilight Smoke. When I saw this, I literally gasped, and I know that's dramatic, but it's so stunning. I need to really, it has sheen to it. I hope it comes across in, do you see that? It has little kind of particles in it that are kind of sheeny. Yeah, there you can see. It's so gorgeous, and I feel like for a really easy smoky eye during the holidays, or really just year round, because shimmer isn't just for the holidays, but like when I saw that this is, I'm breaking this out for holiday parties, but this shade is just so stunning. I mean, you have to let me know what you think. I almost went with the dark brown, but then I was like, branch out, girl. Come on. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to just apply this. You can apply this in your waterline. You can apply this kind of all over the lid, under. We're going to do it all, but we're going to try and not overdo it, because the other day I did the smokiest eye with this, and it got away from me quick. So I'm going to do just right here a little bit. I don't want it to be too much, but I do love this shade. It does have some shimmer glittery bits to it, but it isn't glitter where I'm afraid to put it near my eye. I'm going to take my finger and just blend it out and up a little bit, just up a touch, and we're going to kind of just build it up. I don't want to have it apply too much, but I do want a good amount of this on my eye. Upper lash line is done. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit, keyword here, on the lower lash line, and then blend it just with my finger. And it just adds a little bit of smoke. I don't want it to be too smoky, because we are also going to put it in our waterline, and it can get away from you quick. And then we're also going to put it on the waterline, but I'm not going to go too crazy with it. I just want a little bit of this in the waterline because it adds a nice touch of smoke. Eyeliner's on. What do you guys think? I really like it. I love this eyeliner shade. It is so pretty. I actually saw that Victoria Beckham Beauty came out with a new shade of their eyeliner that looks very similar to this, so I ordered it and it should be here very soon. But I am, you know, I love the Victoria Beckham Beauty eyeliners, and I was like, okay, similar shade, or vibes at least. But what do you guys think of the shade? Now what I want to do is I want to take the Victoria Beckham Beauty eyeshadow stick, and this is in the shade Oyster, and we're just going to put it in the corner of our eye to just add some brightness. Then I was going to curl my eyelashes, but I changed my mind, so we're just going to go on with mascara next. The Jones Road Beauty mascara, and I just opened a new one. And then we're going to do like a quick debrief on final thoughts about the eyeliner wear and all of that, and then we're going to go on with our 2 new lip products that really are just jazzing me. So give me a second. Eyes are done. What do you guys think? I really like this eyeliner. It is amazing, and it really dries down. So once it settles down, it does not move. So when you are blending it, it doesn't give you as much time as, let's say, the Victoria Beckham Beauty eyeliner. So you got to not like work immediately fast, like run to blend, but it does dry down a little bit quicker than that one, so I work a little bit quicker with this eyeliner to smudge it out. But overall, I really enjoy it. It doesn't really move on me, which is amazing, even with my weepy eyes and my horrific allergies right now. It really does stay put and looks really pretty all day. I don't find that with this formula, once it dries down, that I have sparkles transferring all over my face or glitter bits or whatever transferring all over my face. They really do stay put. And the formula is relatively easy. Actually, it is very easy to remove with like a micellar water or cleansing balm or whatever you like to remove your makeup with. It is like fairly easy to remove, and I don't find that afterwards I have lingering bits of shimmer, glitter, sparkle, whatever particles kind of sitting on my face, which is really nice. It really removes very smoothly, and overall I'm a really big fan. And if you feel like eyeliners kind of drag on your eye, this one just glides really nicely. Overall, I'm a really big fan of this, and I really like that it also comes with a kind of smudger brush. It isn't one of those sponges. It is a true brush, which is really nice. Because to me, the smudger applicators that are more spongy are not my favorite. I mean, they work and they're fine, but having a brush is ideal. It's just so, it's really nice. Anyways, I've talked about this like enough. Can I move on? But if you're in the market for an eyeliner, check that out, because they have a bunch of cute, like nice, I think they have 3 mattes and maybe like 5 ones with a little bit of shimmer to them. Check them out. Anyways, lips. Let's move on to the lips. Now I have a lip balm on. Let me just move it on my hand. Now we're going to move on to our new lip liner. This one is from Farrah, and I have been wanting to try their products for a really long time. So this is their lip liner in Demi, I believe. Yes, Demi. It's like this berry color. Oh, look at it. This is going to be a very vampy makeup look. The tones make no sense together. I would have gone with something more of a neutrally pink cheek if I was thinking this through with the eye and the lip color, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. So this is the shade Demi. I really like this. This reminds me a lot of the Victoria Beckham Beauty formula, and you know how I feel about Victoria Beckham Beauty eyeliners. Lip liners, can I get a grip? I'm so sick of myself. And this shade is, look how pretty that is. It's like a berry, like a pinky berry brown color. And it just glides on the lips really nicely, and it blends out nicely as well. But it doesn't blend out so quickly where you're working, like you blend. I don't know what I was trying to say, but you blend and then all of a sudden it's gone. It still stays there, but it blends out really nicely. This shade is really pretty. And just blend with her finger. Okay, lip liner's on. What do you guys think? This is great. It wears really, has like a nice long wear to it. It doesn't dry out my lips, and we all know I have the dustiest and crustiest of lips, and it doesn't dry out my lips. Again, it reminds me of the Victoria Beckham Beauty formula, and that formula is elite in my opinion. It just kind of stays put, and it doesn't like move around my face. It really makes my lipsticks or other products that I put on top of it last longer. I'm a really big fan. You have to let me know what you think of this shade. It is pulling slightly warmer in the monitor I'm seeing than it is in looking in person, but that's okay. I'm gonna go on top with this has been a lip combo I've been loving lately, with the MAED, their lip balm. I'm obsessed with this. And this one is in the shade Reckon. Yes, Reckon. Oh my goodness, the shade is so stunning. Let me do a swatchy poo on my hand. Oh, I just feel like this is such a nice berry lip combo that, I mean, and we all know, I'm falling in my chair. We all know I've been loving a berry lip. And this combination, look at that shade. Look how pretty that is. Girl. I can't. Look. I'm gonna throw up. It's so pretty. It might be a little dramatic, but you know what? I stand by it. Look at that. Look at that shade. It is so pretty. And this lip balm is really nice. It tastes like something. It isn't super strong. So if you're worried about it being like overwhelming, it kind of has like a bit of a cherry taste to it, I think. But this shade with that lip liner, the combo, I have been grabbing a lot, and I've really been enjoying it, and I've gotten a lot of compliments on this shade. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Have you tried these? I find the MAED, what's their full, it's a Revive Lip Balm, and they have 3 shades, I believe. I find this really, really nice and comfortable to wear. It's very hydrating. To me, it's kind of on par with like the Summer Fridays. Yeah, I would say Summer Fridays, it's very much on par with that in terms of hydration. And in terms of pigmentation, I mean, whoa, it's amazing. I love this applicator. Look at that. It's so nice, and it's really nice and cool. I don't need to apply more. Why am I doing this? It's really nice and just cooling when you apply it to your lips. The shine is gorgeous. I really don't have anything bad to say about it. It's a perfect thickness where it isn't so thin where you feel like it's just gonna move everywhere, but it's not so thick where you're like, you know, gooping, because there's nothing worse than something so thick that it's like gooping everywhere. Those last on your lips forever, but you're just like a gust of wind and there's like 47 pieces of hair in your lips and you're like, what have I done to deserve this? You know, this doesn't have that, but it is still wears really nicely throughout the day. I don't feel like I'm over applying. I have to over apply it more than I reapply other things. I'm a really big fan of this lip combination and the lip product separate and together, but together, this is, you'll be seeing this. You'll be seeing this a lot, this combination on my lips. And yeah, that is it for my full face. I definitely have some new favorites. These 3 specifically, the MAED Lip Balm in Reckon. Is that the name I'm making? No, I'm not. I always just assume I'm making it up. In Reckon, everything. The lip liner in Demi. I'm definitely going to buy a backup of this in the full size. And then the eyeliner, I'm very impressed with this. Of all the Creo products I've tried, the eyeliner and the concealer are my standouts by far. I really, really am impressed with this. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.